like the car's not getting enough fuel. I don't know, kind of stinks. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today's not really the video I was hoping to make. We're about to hop in the car, go pick up some Wendy's breakfast for my fiance and surprise her, but I'll go ahead and break down everything that's been happening and why I've been gone for the past 2 weeks. So the S6 has not been getting much love lately, and that's because of mainly one reason. There's an issue with the car that I can't really pinpoint. A couple weeks ago I made a video giving you guys exhaust clips and everything, but while I was filming that video, damn, all these cars are coming out. So I noticed my car was misfiring in the top end, and I noticed that a while ago, but I figured it was like the spark plugs or something. So, you know, we did a change on the spark plugs. I checked the turbos out while I was doing spark plugs because I had to take off my intakes to do that. And, you know, the spark plugs didn't look too bad. Swapped them anyways because it was about time, and we have OEM RS7 spark plugs in my vehicle, and that's what I ran before, and went ahead and swapped those. Everything was good for a little bit, and then we got a cold day here in Texas, and I was like, let me try a 60 to 130. And I'm gonna put my time right here because it's just so baffling to say it, but this is my time: 60 to 130 RS7 stage 3 tune. And yeah, 9 point something seconds is just terrible. I knew something was off. I kept thinking it was heat soak. You know, I took a log, just made sure everything was good, sent it off to Jackal so that they could take a look at that, and they actually came back with 3 different possibilities that could be wrong with my vehicle. So Matt is kind of, I guess, like the face and the hardware and everything for Jackal, but there's Tony, who's the tuner, I guess, and he actually ended up telling me that there is a huge fuel cut occurring in the top end in my vehicle, and that it's most likely because of either a bad spark plug, bad turbo, or a bad injector. I don't really think it's a bad spark plug. Just swapped the spark plugs, and I had the issue before I put new spark plugs. And when I checked the turbos after I did the spark plugs, they were completely fine. So that actually leaves us with just one possibility, and that would be a bad injector. So a bad injector wouldn't have been too bad of an issue for me. However, upon doing research, I found out that apparently to do injectors on the 4.0T, you have to either drop the engine or remove the engine. And if you try doing it without doing that, there's a high possibility that you're gonna mess something up, which is really annoying. So I went back to Jackal and asked them, like, hey, I really don't think it's the spark plugs because I just swapped them and I had the issue before. I checked the turbo looked completely fine. So the only thing left is the injector. But I let them know that the injector isn't really the easiest thing to remove from these vehicles and swap, because, you know, they did refer to it as basic maintenance. I asked them if there was any specific cylinder that there's a misfire, because unfortunately I'm not able to read the data logs. I can graph it and everything, but I can't see what the parameters are. It's really up to them to let me know what's going wrong or what's going on with the car. And it took a couple days, and they just let me know, like, they just let me know it was all of bank 2. Every cylinder in bank 2 was having issues, and cylinder 6 a little bit more, or cylinder 8 I think a little bit more than the others, which, you know, is weird to me because I would imagine you would get a misfire in a single bank or a single cylinder, not the whole bank, which is why I'm thinking it's a fuel related issue. Responded back, asked them, you know, like, hey, are you sure it couldn't be a low pressure or high pressure fuel pump? What were the pressures? Because you know, doing the injector is not really an easy thing. And I didn't get a response back from them. I followed up with them again like 5 or 6 days later, and I still didn't get a response from them. So yeah, I don't know what's going on that end. I might post in the 4.0T group and see if anyone else has any ideas, but from what I've heard so far, I know of 2 people that had issues similar to mine, and in both instances a low pressure fuel pump was the culprit. One of those people was actually running the exact same tune as me. So I'm thinking we're gonna start with the low pressure fuel pump first, and then work on to the high pressure fuel pumps, and then maybe the high pressure fuel pump pistons, I don't know. And then lastly, if anything, injectors. Can I please get the bacon, egg, and Swiss croissant, the combo? All right, thank you. So I tried it out right there to see if you guys could hear it. I don't know if you guys heard it very well, but right when it got to the high RPMs, you could hear the car like, and hopefully you heard it, but I hear it like very audibly. Hopefully it's fuel. That's exactly what it sounds like to me. It sounds like the car's not getting enough fuel, and I don't know if it's cutting the fuel because of the injector, but what, I might throw some fuel injector cleaner in here or something, but yeah, I don't know, kind of stinks. All right, we're back from our Wendy's trip. Our tummies are full and fiance was happy, but I have the car hood open and I just remembered right when I was gonna take off the intakes that I actually stripped that throttle body screw, so I can't even take off the intakes because I don't feel like cutting that, and I can't even, well, I could put it back. I just don't feel like messing with that right now. I don't have the motivation to do that. I guess so that this video isn't completely boring, I'll try to at least do some type of thing to my car. So I think I'm gonna try to put some lowering links on it. This is how the car sits currently. Currently we have a custom lowering amount. I don't know how much I did, like 13 millimeters maybe with the OBD11, and then right now we're on 1/2 inch lowering links from ECS, so I have some adjustable ones. I'm gonna try to do a full inch drop, and I just think it'd look better like that. As I'm adjusting the lowering links, these are the adjustable ones and these are OEM. I've come to realize that I don't think I ever gave you guys a full breakdown of exactly what's going on with my vehicle. You guys have a breakdown of the high RPM stuttering, but my vehicle also has a rough idle, so when I'm idling, it's not like, it doesn't sound like it's cammed out or anything, but I do have like a surge in the RPMs. I'll just be there chilling and it'll be like, oh, I don't have issues with it starting. It starts up just fine. It takes like a second for it to crank and then turn on, but it doesn't die on me or anything. So with those factors, I really think it's just a fueling issue, and that's why I've kind of been tracking down that matter rather than like the injector or like leaking or whatever. All right, so here's the lowering links, adjusted them, so they should be roughly an inch drop according to my calculations. So the ones I have right now are 1/2 inch, so hopefully it'll make it look cleaner and I don't throw a coat, because if I do, I did this all for nothing. But we're gonna slap these on and see the difference. I'm not gonna record the process. I already have a video of that, and there's a bunch of other videos out there way better than mine. But if you want to see how to do that, you can look up my other video. It's called Perfecting the Stance or something like that. This is how the car sits now. So, man, these tires are getting chewed up. But anyways, 3 fingers fit in here barely. This side's sagging, so I'm not going to use that as a comparison. We'll go over here, here. 3 fingers. So the goal is to hopefully not fit 3 fingers, but I'll show you guys that in a bit. This is just for comparison's sake, but there's a very small difference. I mean, it's hard to tell because the opening on the bottom of this one is a lot larger than the opening on the bottom of this one, so it's hard to see the difference in the exact drop, but this is supposed to be 1/2 inch more than that. So in the original video I made about lowering links, I said you don't need to take off the wheel, which is true, but I didn't want to deal with all that, so take off the wheel. It's like 5 minutes extra. It's gonna save you like 20 minutes worth of time because the link is literally right there. You can see the yellow. It's gonna be way easier to get it out like this. All right, so what to you guys is only like 10 minutes maybe max, not even, it's probably like a couple seconds. It's like 40 minutes for me. And if you're wondering why I'm so sweaty, yeah, it's not the hottest day out. It's like 75 today in Houston, but man, the humidity is what kills you out here. If you are not from somewhere where there's humidity or you don't have to deal with that, be thankful, because it sucks. So now we just gotta take the car out of monster truck mode. Where's that? Air suspension, tire change off. I think we should raise and then lower the system, and then we'll go out and we'll check all the corners that we did. Turn the car on just so we can let it get back to the normal ride height that it'd usually be in, and then let's check out how we did. So here is the back left that we checked. I can still get 3 fingers in there. Same here. 3 fingers hardly fit. I don't know. Do you guys see the difference from here? I think that side's definitely lower, but I don't know if that's because of the leak. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling about this. I think there's definitely some lopsidedness. Definitely lopsided, but I think it's because of that rear airbag that's leaking. So once I get that addressed, maybe we'll find out and we'll adjust it if we need to with OBD11, but I guess we're just gonna leave that for now. All right guys, well, I think this is gonna end off the video. I just wanted to give you guys a update on everything that's been going on, why there's been no videos. We just hit 600 subscribers, so I'm grateful for that. So maybe I can get some cosmetic type mods done while I'm waiting to get this issue fixed if the low pressure fuel pump isn't the culprit. But until then, we'll just play by ear, see how we can get out of this rut, and hopefully we'll be back again making some more videos, more races, more performance mods. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you have any suggestions on what I might need to tackle on this vehicle to get it up and running again based on the description I gave y'all, let me know. But until then, I'll see y'all next time.